Hey folks, this is Anupam back again. Today I'm going to talk about master data consolidation, especially de-duplication of master data. As we probably know, master data defects, including duplicates, different spellings, or incorrect data that can really replicate fast in the transactional data and various compliance controls. It has a real dollar impact because of as you know, if we have multiple materials, each of those materials may have their own inventory. They might be selling those differently, might be buying those differently, even though in effect it's the same material. So that's one thing which should be done for data quality at a minimum, especially for migrations, but also for AI and automation projects. So let's see how streaming does it differently. Usual traditional approach for this has been copy data into a SQL data store and then apply a bunch of select logic. The challenge with that is a lot of data, especially the text data that's spelled incorrectly. It's spelled differently. Aluminum is spelled differently in US versus in Europe. And that can lead to some valid system data, which is still problematic at an operational level. So what we do is streaming, not SQL. We would use AI and especially fuzzy logic to find such similarities of aluminum versus aluminum and filter versus filler and see how we can combine those. And since this is given simply in the hands of operations, the data operator themselves can do it every day rather than waiting for a big bang migration to happen. All right, let's get going. If I go to my SAP, and try to look up my material master, and let's say I'll try to pull up a list of all the materials which have aluminum in it. Now notice I use ALUMINUM, that's the US spelling for aluminum, and I get a list of 31 odd entries. None of those will have aluminum as one of the items, but during our data consolidation and deduplication, we want to identify at least those and get them to be used. So this is the simple operators tool which we have given in Excel. It is streaming information. So based on whatever data object I choose, whether it's customer master, material master, or transactional data, it would be able to go ahead and first identify what are the different source elements it is based out of. So if I have chosen product master, it will get the underlying tables. And soon as I get those tables, it will be able to go. And so I'm going to pull MARA, MAKT, MARM. That's it for now. So it runs streaming from SAP and gets a list of items from MARA, MAKT, and a bunch of other selected objects. Now first, it gives me a broad level profile of the data it has pulled. These are the MARA. At the field level, what am I looking at is MARA table, and data 2 is my MAKT, which is the text table. So it is telling me that I have around 22,392 different material numbers in my SAP system, and out of those, only 10,000 are unique material texts. That means there's around 55% duplicate text of different materials. So we'll see how we can best manage through that, right? So I have this Mara, and then I get the MAKT. I've put a filter here similar to my SAP. So this is just pure data, and I, from MAKT table, I've not done anything apart from I've put in a filter where I can, do all kinds of searches. This is the one which says contains aluminum, and that's what it is showing me. So this is point blank. This you can simply do in your Excel, and it's pretty useful. But what about the cases where we want this to be fuzzy? That is aluminum, alumina, aluminium. How do we find those out? So here's what we have done. This is finding using a fuzzy logic, which is inbuilt in your Excel. What are the matching materials for the case where we have aluminum in the text, and a close match is aluminium. There's one material where alumina is in the text, and rest is, I think, aluminium. So it is finding not only the materials which are matching to the exact text, but also which have a fuzzy match also. Now, if you've not seen fuzzy match, I want to show you quickly how that works. So what we have done here is there's no coding involved. This is the exciting part. All we did was, this is an inbuilt tool in your Excel or Power BI or Azure Data Factory, where I can do a fuzzy match. So if I go into this setting, so basically in this table, what we have done is done a fuzzy match. It's a standard feature in your Excel of MAKTG field on itself. So we are matching MAKTG, which is the material text field in caps, and we are doing basically an inner join, and we have given a standard fuzzy score matching threshold of 0.8. And there's a few other options which might be interesting. We can give us ignore case. In this MAKTG field, everything is capital, so it doesn't matter, but there are some text which we may not have capital, so we can ignore the case. We can combine text parts. Like if we have micro and soft as different words, then it can combine those text parts. And if needed, we can also give a transformation table where things like IBM maps to international business machines and so on and so forth. So when we use this tool, basically it goes, checks all the matching records which are exactly matching, as well as records which may have a fuzzy or a similarity check, and include those as well. So it would go ahead and parse through these. And if I look at this, if you look at the data, it is getting the fields with aluminum, aluminium, and alumina. All of those which are close matches, it will be able to find out and suggest those should be considered for consolidation. Now, with this kind of data exploration and dedupe check with fuzzy logic, your own operations team can use their Excel, just stream the information and figure out where they're getting duplicate materials or data where some consolidation would be helpful. All right, so what did we do? We basically went into the application system and checked the mass data and found close matches. We were able to stream this directly into our business tool, which is Excel here, and be able to not only do a simple text search, but also fuzzy matching to find similar materials. I hope you find this useful.